Thank you for stopping by and checking out In the News with Franky and Rochelle, bringing you the hottest in celebrity news, gossip, interviews, and what's going on in the Central Valley community. Today, I have a special guest on my line with a live interview getting ready to celebrate Father's Day and also speaking life into our community. Right now on the line with me, I have Judge Mablean from Justice with Judge Mablean. Judge, how are you today?
Thank you for having me, Franky and Rochelle.
Awesome. Judge, we really want to thank you for stopping by. And kicking the interview off, one question I have for you is, you knew as a child that you wanted to get into law and wanted to be a lawyer. And many youth who may be watching or adults watching now may want to get into the practice of law. What are some suggestions? What does it take to actually get into law from youth all the way through college?
That's a loaded question. Pretty full parts, but I'll try to answer it. I wanted to be a lawyer because I was growing up during the time of the civil rights movement, at the height of the civil rights movement. And I saw what was going on, and I saw discrimination and segregation ending through the law. And I realized that changes are made within the law and through the law. That's your force. Also, my father had a stroke, and my mother had 7 more kids to get through school. And the Social Security Administration denied him his total disability. He was 53 years old. They said, no, 53 total disabled. But he was. So we had to keep appealing the denials until finally we prevailed. My mother and I, we couldn't afford a lawyer. So my mother and I did the research, and we read appeal rights, and we read what it takes to, what we needed to do to establish his total disability, et cetera, et cetera. And I just kept going through the process. So then I decided I need to be a lawyer so I can be an advocate for my family. I can be here to protect their rights. I can also be there to protect the rights of others. That was the interest. And I talked a lot, and I always have stood up for my sisters and brothers. I stood up for myself, gone against the grain. And my mother said that I would argue with a signpost. That was a statement in my house. And suggested that I needed to be a lawyer.
Okay.
All of them.
All right.
Now, the second part of that question, what advice would I give young people today that want to be a lawyer? First of all, it's a process, and you have to complete the process. Finish elementary school, finish middle school, finish high school with good grades and good attendance and good character. Go through a 4-year university, again, with good grades, good character. Your character is important, and staying out of trouble is important forever, because to take the bar exam, after you go to law school, you have to, they do a background check for the bar exam. They check into your honesty, your integrity, your criminal behavior, your character. And they can still deny you admission to the bar on those grounds, even though you've completed law school and passed the exam. So it's always important to maintain a good character, a good reputation.
Of course, viewers watching may know you from many years on Divorce Court and now on Justice with Judge Mablean. My question for you is, how do you balance being an amazing judge and also entertaining all in the same show?
Not challenging at all comes very natural. Because little did I know, but others recognized, particularly my family members, they're like, Mama, you funny. So, and what you see on television coming from me is what I do at home, what I do with my family members and friends. So it's very easy. It comes natural.
Now, when it comes to the racial climate here in the United States, many African Americans have been disgusted with cases like Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and more, and feel like the justice system has failed them. What words of encouragement, or how would you speak to the justice system and those who may be feeling like the justice system is not for them, or the justice system is a failure for everyone?
Well, first of all, for you to say that the judicial system is not for me is meaning that you lack hope, because it's the only system we have. So you need to understand the judicial system and try to work within the confines of that judicial system. And I'll be the first to say that it's flawed. It's flawed, and there are things that have to be done. But again, that's where the law comes in. You have to make those changes on the outside, within the law. You have to be active in your politics and legislators. We don't go to community meetings when just starting at our local level where there's city ordinance, state ordinances, federal ordinances. We have to vote. We have to, you have to vote so you get the right politicians and congressional people in office who are passing these laws. You got to make sure you get the right senators and assembly persons in office and council persons. So that means we need to vote and be involved in the process. You need to go to council meetings and state meetings and, all of those things that are happening and understand who's running for these different offices. Just like now, the presidential election is very important. Everybody has focused on the presidential election, but the reality is the congressional election, which is the most important, because no matter who sits in that office, in the Oval Office, if they don't have the support and they don't have congressional people there over in the Senate and the House of Representatives, nothing is going to get done that makes any difference and that matters. And that's where the power lies. And our power lies in the vote and in who we put in office. And we have to, be aware of that. So you got to make sure you don't have a criminal record so you can vote. You got to make sure that your police officers, we have control over that. Your local police officers, your police commissions, law enforcement, all of that. It's up to us. We need to get ourselves in school, complete school, and become part of the law enforcement. Instead of being on the outside, go to the inside.
Now, stepping away from the TV talk, and let's talk a little community. Most don't know that you are very involved in your community there in Southern California with your foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about why it's so important to give back with you and your foundation?
If anybody knows me, my middle name is community. My middle name is family. I live for community. I'm a strong believer that and have been all of my life because that's what I've seen. My mother give back, my father give back, my family give back. We have to give back. That's part of the Christian ethic, being concerned about others and doing for others, using our gifts, talents, and abilities and resources to give to others. So I've done it through the Mablean Ephriam Foundation. It's a nonprofit. We've been in existence 16 years. We've been doing a Father's Day event honoring unsung fathers for 14 years. We honor fathers from the community. We teach classes in domestic violence prevention. We teach classes in housing and budgeting and finance. We also mentor 2 schools, Jefferson High School here in Los Angeles and Perry Middle School in Gardena. In that mentorship program, we provide tutoring. We provide SAT and ACT preparation. We do career day. We take them on outings for colleges, the college tours, etc. We take them to the college expo. We expose them to things that they haven't been exposed to. We take them to the theater, to the live theater, to plays, to the movies like Race, and we have discussions on issues. We motivate, we stimulate, we educate.
Now, speaking of Father's Day, I hear that you have an event going down on June 19th that represents for all the fathers in your community. Can you tell us about your organization and what they have going there that weekend with a star-studded event?
Well, they can look forward to having great food and time of fellowship with family and friends. It's all about honoring our fathers on that day, encouraging families to bring fathers out for a wonderful celebration. They can be entertained by the likes of Tim Whitley, who is our host and will give us comedy to start the day. We have Dorinda Clark Cole, our gospel Grammy-winning artist, who will uplift us spiritually. We have Michael Phillips, who's a great jazz saxophonist who will, we can listen to some great music and melodies from his saxophone as well as the house band that he will be directing. He's going to have an all-you-can-eat brunch. We have celebrity presenters from The Young and the Restless, from Diego from different things in our community. And that's what you can expect. You can expect lots of fun.
Judge, we want to thank you for taking time to hang out with us here on In the News with Franky and Rochelle. Anytime you want to come back, feel free to do so.
Thank you.
Folks, that was Judge Mablean from Justice with Judge Mablean right here on In the News with Franky and Rochelle. I hope you enjoyed that and stay tuned for more and connect with us online on social media like you're seeing with the information on the screen. I'll see you next time, and as always, have a great day.